Christine Mahoney, and today I'm talking with Martin Vanderskow, the President and CEO of Looking Glass Development, and also a nationally recognized leadership and performance management expert. Martin, thanks for talking with me today.
Thank you, Christine. It's great to be here.
In your book, Flavor of the Month, you talk about getting employees not only to buy into various project directives, but to feel ownership of them. If we look at the recent banking crisis, can you explain the difference in those two concepts and how it would apply to that?
Absolutely. Thank you for asking. When we talk about buy-in versus ownership, the best analogy I can give you is it's like the old ham and eggs breakfast. In the ham and eggs breakfast, the chicken buys in or is interested, gets to lay the egg and walk away. Mm-hmm. The pig's invested or has ownership, doesn't get that choice. Right. When you look at what happens in organizations, most directives, most initiatives come from on high, from the top down, in terms of how they function. Unfortunately, we spend a lot of time when we talk about change management, changing culture, changing process, changing the products and services that we offer, whatever it might be. And when those directives come from on high, we then go out and try to sell whatever it is we're trying to do to all the people in the field. Well, the problem with that, if you look at it, is in just about everything we do, somewhere along the line, things don't go according to plan. Stuff happens. I tell people that's the first rule of performance management. Stuff happens. And when stuff happens, it becomes very easy if you've bought in to also buy out because it was somebody else's idea. And now it's hard, and so maybe that's a bad idea. Don't want that. And so I can go back to my old habits. Mm-hmm. It becomes very, very easy for people to kind of dig their heels in, resist the changes that have to happen.
Because it wasn't their idea
That's
to begin
right.
with.
That's right. It's somebody else's, and so it's easy to let go. But when we take ownership, when we believe it's our own idea, people will run through a brick wall head first. They will kill themselves rather than admit one of their own ideas was wrong, was suboptimal, maybe is tough, and you'll be much more successful. So if we look at what's happened in the banking industry with the mortgage crisis, it's a quintessential example from leadership all the way down through the organization of being resistant to cultural change. And as the government and good best practices have kind of shown the light of day on some of the commonplace things that we were seeing in the banking industry that led to the very high foreclosures and debt portfolios that just really don't make any good practical sense in terms of the way they've worked out. It really is a culture requiring change. We need to get the entire organization to take ownership of those changes. And one of the key ideas that people really need to think about is the importance of understanding that really there are very few bad people out there. If you really look at the way most people are, and I really, really believe this, most people have the best of intentions. They are trying to do the right things. Unfortunately, we put processes and procedures in place that either A, make people totally ineffective, or B, lead them to become mediocre employees. And nothing could be worse. Building processes that make people perfectly average are absolutely the wrong answer. When we set up our policies, our processes and procedures, one of the key questions every executive needs to be asking is, am I putting policies, procedures, processes in place that really make my people fantastic, make them achieve incredible results? And so as we drive to better and better performance, whether it be the banking industry or any other industry, we really need to make sure that we're focused in on the right things. Have we right-sized our processes? Do they make good business sense? Do they work 90% of the time? And are they processes that are very, very easy for people to follow? And if they do, great results happen. Focus on the important stuff first. And unfortunately, most of it's common sense.
Common sense in your book Flavor of the Month you talk about is lacking at times.
It is. The old thing I always tell people is common sense is incredibly uncommon. And we all of a sudden get this idea that somehow some magic process is going to overcome all the problems that we have. And just good fundamentals will get most leaders an awful long way.
And we hope that people do check out Flavor of the Month and get a little reminder about common sense and some other strategies that still work.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Christine.
Thank you, Martin.